Please join hands as we celebrate the beginning of this day on a very positive note. May there be light and positivity in our lives. Thank you very much. Requesting our dignitaries to kindly please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, as we move ahead with the agenda, it is time to present the welcome address and set the objectives of the workshop. For this, may I please request and invite Dr. Dr.AbhijeetYadav-स, State Programme Officer, Maternal Health and Family Planning, DFW, GNCT Delhi, to please address us. Welcoming Dr. Dr.AbhijeetYadav-स.
A very good morning and a very warm welcome to one and all. It gives me great pleasure to welcome the stakeholders and the gathering of key service providers for the State Family Planning Summit, New Choices and New Horizons. On behalf of the Directorate of Family Welfare, I extend warm greetings to Dr. Pawan Kumar, who is Additional Commissioner Family Planning, Maternal Health and Immunization, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Our guest of honor, Ms. Payden, Deputy WHO Representative. I also welcome Dr. R. Kirti Iyengar, Sexual and Reproductive Health Rights Director, Children's Investment Fund Foundation. I also welcome Dr. S.K. Sikdar, who has pillared the family planning program for a decade. New Choices, New Horizons, as the name of the event indicates. Today we embark upon a new journey of providing our women with two new contraceptive methods in the basket of choices: single rod subdermal implant and subcutaneous injectable MPA. At a landmark event in March this year, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare had announced the launch of these two new methods at national level in a phasing and selective manner in 2 districts of each of the 10 selected states, namely West Bengal, Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Assam, Rajasthan, Odisha, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat and Delhi. So it's an extremely proud moment for us that the state of Delhi is one of the chosen states where these new methods are being introduced in 6 districts, 3 for each method. The names of these districts are: for single rod subdermal implant, New Delhi, South and Shadra. 5 medical colleges have been included in the rollout. And subcutaneous injectable MPA in 4 facilities each of Southwest, Northwest and Central District. The teams of Directorate of Family Welfare and WHO, which is the designated technical support partner under overarching support of Family Planning Division of Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, have since been relentlessly working together to create a strong foothold by initiating awareness and trainings. In the presence of the esteemed guests, I am happy to inform that 6 master trainers from Delhi have been trained at national level for implants, and plans for cascade trainings are underway for both the methods. So today will be remembered as the launch day of these 2 new methods, just like in WPD 2017, 11th July, we came out with 2 methods called Chaya and intramuscular MPA. So we'll remember the date. Now let me highlight the key objectives of the workshop. First is, of course, the official rollout of the new contraceptives. Since we have had all the preparedness, now we are ready. Our eminent guests would also be releasing state-specific IEC material pertinent to these contraceptives, again prepared in collaboration with WHO. Inaugural session would also witness recognition and felicitation of the dedicated service providers, facilities and organizations that have shown exemplary performance during the World Population Fortnight celebrated in July this year. Of course, we will orient and sensitize the key stakeholders present here, including the service providers and program managers of all the 11 districts on key technical and managerial aspects of the newly introduced contraceptives. To summarize, I would say that expansion of the contraceptive basket is a sure and substantial step towards providing more choices, control and convenience in family planning, ultimately contributing to increased modern contraceptive prevalence rate and improvement in other reproductive health indicators in Delhi, family planning being the pillar of RMNCH+A. We look forward to a fruitful and enlightening day filled with insightful and interactive sessions, thus enhancing our commitment and skills in delivery of quality family planning services. So once again, I welcome one and all. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for sharing your thoughts with us today. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, as we move on, it's time that we invite Dr. AbhijeetYadav-स, Director SRHR from SIF, who has a vast experience in family planning and a very strong field-level experience, especially on rolling out of new contraceptives in the country. Let's welcome Dr. AbhijeetYadav-स.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Dr. Jyoti Sachdeva, Dr. Payton, Dr. Bhavan, and all officials present here. And on behalf of SIF, I would like to welcome all the dignitaries present here and all the colleagues. And first, I would like to congratulate Ministry of Health and Family Welfare and the Government of Delhi on making steep progress in family planning over the last few decades and addressing people's contraceptive needs and choices. Introduction of implants and subcutaneous DMPA is a very important milestone for India to expand contraceptive choice. Till now, we have had very few long-acting contraceptive choices available for women and men both. Till 2016, the only long-acting method available was copper IUD, which, as all of you know, was not very popular. Hence, women who wanted a long-term and reversible choice were left with literally nothing. Implants have been available globally and for more than 3 decades, and more than 25 million women have used them. In some countries of Africa, they are so popular that they account for 8 to 18% of the modern contraceptive prevalence rate. The other thing is that they are suitable for women in all stages of reproduction. Whether the women have completed the families, whether they want to space between the 2 children, or even for women who have not yet had their first child. Since after removal, the return to fertility is immediate, and at least in some of the European countries, it is used to even delay the first pregnancy. The other reason that they are popular is also that they have several non-contraceptive benefits. Most importantly, the reduction of menstrual bleeding. However, for some women, it may be a bothersome or a nuisance-creating side effect, but for several women, it's a non-contraceptive benefit. Most of the hormonal contraceptives that lead to reduced menstrual bleeding, by systematic reviews have shown that they can lead to an increase in the hemoglobin levels and serum ferritin levels, and therefore they are an important strategy to control the anemia among the women of the reproductive age. The advantage of the DMPA-SC is that it can be driven by women themselves, as you know, and especially in India from the second dose onwards, if the women have been trained properly to take it themselves. In other countries, this has been shown to increase the continuation rates, because women may find that to invest the time in travel to a facility, wait for a few, as much as it might need, an hour or 2, and then come back is a lot of time investment, and therefore when women are able to take the injection themselves at home, it increases the continuation rates. One of the important questions that we need to answer is that while on one hand India has achieved the replacement level fertility, we have about a few contraceptive methods available. Do we really need more contraceptive choices? The answer is that there are large proportions of women who have completed the families but still are looking for reversible choice instead of a permanent method. The reasons for that are multiple, but most importantly, one is that in India, the under 5 mortality as per the 2020 data is 32 per thousand, that is 3.2%. It means that out of 100 women, 3 women will lose a child by the time the child is 5 years old. And several women have that concern and they want to have a reversible method even after they have had the desired number of children. In rural areas, that is going to be higher. Probably in Delhi, under 5 mortality will not be so high. However, the other reason is that several women are unsure whether they want to have a next child or not. And that happens very often with the women with 2 daughters, where the family may not allow them to go for a permanent method. So they would like to use a long-term reversible methods. And it has also been found that the delay of the first pregnancy is a very important strategy which has several benefits, as all of you know. And a lot of analysis has shown that among the other benefits, while we have a lot of maternal and child health benefits such as a reduction in the low birth weight, we also have found that there is an increased female labor force participation. As many of you know, the woman gets married, within a year or 2 she has a child, and even if she is extremely well educated, her participation in the workforce reduces. While delaying of the first pregnancy is an important strategy to have women's increased labor force participation. In India, female labor force participation is 20%, which is significantly lower compared to global average of 46%. And several Asian countries have much higher female labor force. DMPA-SC program supported by SIF have led to more than 3 crores of injections being used across several countries. In India, SIF has been supporting interventions to improve access to reversible methods with a special focus on women who wish to delay their first pregnancy. We are supporting the new contraceptive introduction. We are fortunate to partner with the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare and with WHO to support the new contraceptive introduction in Karnataka and Delhi and also in Assam. In addition, we will support the introduction of DMP-SC through private sector in 4 states. After they are launched, they make a fundamental shift in the way family planning is delivered by the health workers such as ASHAs and ANMs. Discussions with frontline workers when a new contraceptive is introduced in a program has shown that sometimes when the commodities are scarce, they withhold the information from some women and they give it to some women. We need to ensure that they provide balanced information to all women of all socio-economic classes. Number 2, it is very important that while these new methods are introduced, counseling is provided on the side effects as well, because very often the reason for discontinuation of these methods is that women are not aware of the menstrual side effects. Actually, some women consider it a menstrual beneficial effect. In fact, I will just share my own college experience. When I was doing my MD in Raini, one of my colleagues, when she learned and read about all the side effects of the oral contraceptives, she said, "Oh, I wasted so many years of my life. I didn't know that it can lead to so many benefits, reduction in menstrual bleeding, reduction in dysmenorrhea, and so many other benefits." Of course, she was not married, but what she meant was that even if you are not married, some of these methods have so many non-contraceptive benefits. So if women are counseled well, they will see those as beneficial side effects instead of nuisance-creating side effects. So I just wanted to mention in the end that we are fully committed to work closely with the Government of India and Government of Delhi to help achieve its FP 2030 vision and to enable access to high-quality contraceptive choice. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for throwing light on the overall concerns of women regarding contraceptives and also throwing light on some of the burning issues regarding them. Thank you very much for addressing us. Ladies and gentlemen, as we move on, we would now be inviting and requesting Ms. Paden, Deputy WHO Representative to India, to please address us. She is formerly the Regional Advisor for Water, Sanitation and Hygiene at WHO Southeast Asia region, as the current leads several programs and overall 2,000 plus staff members under the overall guidance of WHO Representative to India. Welcoming Ms. Paden. Please put your hands together.
Dr. Pawan, Additional Commissioner, Family Planning, Maternal Health and Immunization, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Dr. Kirti Iyengar, Director, SRHR, SIF. Dr. Jyoti Sachdeva, State Programme Officer, Maternal Health and Family Planning. Dr. Sikdar, who you all know very well, he is the stalwart for family planning and reproductive health. State and district nodal officers, master trainers, experts, colleagues from UN agencies, my own WHO colleagues who are here in a big team and have been really working hard with the state government to prepare for this event. It's really wonderful to see so many women in this room today. Of course, we also really value the support of men like Dr. Sikdar, Dr. Pawan and others to move the agenda of ensuring women's reproductive health and family planning. So thank you especially to the men who are here to support this event. I would like to begin by congratulating the state and the National Ministry of Health and Family Welfare and state governments for their leadership and commitment to expanding the basket of contraception choices for women by adding 2 new long-lasting, reversible, which is really important, reversible methods in the public health system in Delhi. WHO is really proud to be a technical partner in this effort. As you know, India's family planning program is one of the oldest globally, but what makes it noteworthy is the constant evolution of the program. I'm sure you all know very well. Over the past 2 decades, the focus has been on giving choice, ensuring equity, and making it a people-centered care. The launch of innovative contraceptive methods mirrors this forward-thinking approach. We must ensure access to these methods goes beyond the health agenda. So let's make it an overall development agenda. Family planning tools and services empower women to choose when and how many children to have, no matter their socio-economic status, condition, or location. WHO has assisted the center and the state governments to develop simple materials, including the MEC wheel and YouTube video series debunking myths and providing evidence-based information to women. And I hope these videos will be really helpful for women and to empower them in making their choices. Reproductive freedom is closely linked with women's financial independence. It enables women to stay in the education and economic sectors and contribute meaningfully to the society. We need to ensure that modern forms of contraception and services are available to every woman who needs them wherever they are. Implants and injectables can be transformative, as you have also heard from Dr. Kirti, especially for the younger urban women working in the urban areas. The efficacy of any endeavor lies in its execution. So Delhi has a substantial unmet need, as you may know, for modern contraception, which is at 24.8% unmet need as per SRS 2020. So we really need to focus on reaching the unreached. WHO has supported the state government in forming core member and technical groups for developing the reference manual and operational guidelines. We also supported training of 31 service providers across the 10 pilot states, including Delhi. We have also supported planning, capacity building, implementation and monitoring in New Delhi, Shahadara, South, Central, Northwest and Southwest districts in Delhi. We have been also supporting creation of customized technical and promotional materials. And as we move forward, planning new and innovative approaches in digital intervention, so using digital technologies in self-care and also implementation research, very closely with the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare as well as the Delhi government in taking it forward. WHO is fully committed to support Delhi in the execution of the program and also to address challenges related to high migration rates, population density, etc. And as we move forward, WHO renews its commitment to supporting the expansion of the contraceptive basket for women. Thank you very much and all the best.
Thank you, ma'am, for addressing us and sharing your thoughts with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, as we move forward, it's time now to present the keynote address. We'll now be inviting Dr. Pawan, who has a rich experience of 23 years in healthcare management, from primary healthcare to the state and national level planning, policy and implementation. He's a recipient of more than 19 awards. In 2021, he was awarded Ambassador of Peace by Universal Peace Federation. We welcome Dr. Pawan Kumar, Additional Commissioner, Family Planning, Maternal Health and Immunization, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Welcome, Dr. Pawan.
Good morning. Respected Madam Baden, Deputy WR, Dr. Kirti Iyengar, Dr. Jyoti Sachdeva, Dr. S.K. Siddhar, Dr. Ashmita Rathawar, Dr. Ashok, Madam HOD, Gynae Ops, GTB Hospital, in absentia Secretary Health, Delhi Government, Mission Director, DSHM, DFW, Dr. Vandana Manga, and all my dear colleagues, because I have been working in a Delhi government for last 22-23 years, so almost I know everybody sitting here in this hall. Greetings from Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, and very big congratulations to GNCTD under the leadership of Director of Family Welfare, DFW, Mission Director, and Dr. Jyoti Sachdeva for calling us for this beautiful event of launch of single rod subdermal implant and sub-Q contraceptive injections. Thank you very much. We have heard about the launch of single rod sub-Q, how effective it is, how it has been rolled out, what is the kind of trainings and how much hard work has been done at the back end. So I will be just appraising in 15 minutes about the family planning program in the country. What is the national scenario? What is the Delhi scenario? Do we need contraceptives for the control of population or a population stabilization, or it has more meaning to that? Can we have next slide, please? So my talk in coming 15-20 minutes roll around FE 2030 commitment, way forward, contraceptives, statistics, facts, figures, what the survey data says. If we see this slide, this is a Indian scenario, how this pie is distributing the different age groups in the country. If you see the 20 to 49 years age group is 44%, adolescents 10 to 19, 21%. We are a country of 140 crores with 2.7 crore deliveries happening in the country per year. Approximately 25 crores adolescent we have in the country. If we see the overall population size in different states, almost high fertility pockets, they are in Bihar, Meghalaya, UP, Jharkhand, Manipur. And if we see the data of NFHS, we have reached to the replacement level of 2.1 and we are standing at 2, just exception of few states. If we see that teenage pregnancy, childbearing with the progression of NFHS data from 3, 4 and 5. Almost 6.8% teenage childbearing is there in the country. Almost to the tune of 23.3% is the teenage marriages in the country. So seeing this background of the country, how the demographic profile of the country is there, what kind of a teenage percentage of teenage pregnancies, and what is the policy shift in the country about the family planning program. This is the oldest program, way back to 1952. How the policy changes have happened, being a vertical program, earlier having a camp approaches, then target oriented, then quality oriented, and ultimately the focus was on the population stabilization and population control. But with the progression of time, with change in epidemiology, dynamics, demographic profile, now program has shifted in an integrated approach. What does mean by we have integration? Just when we talk about whether it is a maternal health, family planning, under the same roof we have an integration of many services. The same health worker, the staff nurse, A&M, she's talking about the immunization also, she's talking about the family planning practices also, she's talking about the ANC services also. We are more focused to the client actually, what the client needs actually, what is her requirement. And whatever the services we are providing, they should be quality, they should be quality oriented. So quality is a central focal point. Once we talk about any health services in the country, let it be a family planning, maternal health, surgical, gynae, ops, pediatrics, immunization, the quality is the core component, is the central focus of any public health intervention or public health program. And we have shifted from population control, population stabilization to good maternal health, good child health, good infant health. How it has been integrated, I will talk in the subsequent slides. If we see the policy perspective in the country, if we see about the National Population Policy 2000, at that time the immediate need was to meet the unmet need of the people for the contraceptive, then reaching to the replacement level of fertility rate, and ultimately having a population stabilization. Then came the National Health Policy, which have a focus of stabilization to the tune of reaching the total fertility rate to the level of replacement level in the country. If we see these bar diagrams, in which the population will keep on increasing because the momentum is there, it will stabilize after some time. But if we see the growth rate, it is decreasing. But because of momentum, the population will keep on increasing till 2036 to the tune of 152. So if we see how the progression has happened about the population, about the decline in growth rate between 2011 and 2036, 30 crore people will be added, which amounts to 64% of which would be contributed by mainly 6 states in the country, which we all know that these big states where many other indicators, they are also not up to the mark. Maybe it be a UP, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Gujarat and so on. So how this contraceptive have changed the dynamics of the maternal health, the neonatal health, the infant mortality? Is it for the population stabilization? No, we are thinking it's more than beyond the population stabilization. If we see the statistics and the modeling figures, the world-renowned demographic modelers, the scientists, they have predicted with the use of modern contraceptive, how many unintended pregnancies we can avoid, how many maternal deaths we could prevent, how many unsafe abortions we could be able to prevent because of the use of modern contraceptives. Meaning thereby, the contraceptive role is not just limited to having a population control or population stabilization. We have moved beyond that. It has a indirect, and in the coming years will be having a direct impact on the infant mortality, neonatal mortality, maternal morbidity, and reduction in the maternal mortality. And this modeling has truly projected those figures, statistics, how use of modern contraceptive has brought unintended pregnancies, unsafe abortions, and ultimately reduction in the maternal mortality. Globally, a lot has been talked about the contraceptive, sexual reproductive health, the sexual rights, and there is a global movement which is working towards the sexual and reproductive health. FP 2020, which has been transformed, in fact FP 2030, which talks about by the end of 2030, India's family planning vision is to provide access to high quality, comprehensive family planning services to all people of reproductive age group, including those from unserved, marginalized group, by ensuring equitable, affordable and appropriate contraceptive choices and information till last mile through improved health systems and community engagement within the country universal health coverage framework. Once we talk about UHC, universal health coverage, it's not talk about equitable, affordable health services only. It has a comprehensive meaning. It has a component of family planning, sexual reproductive health also. Equitable, affordable to the marginalized people, which are neglected people. Everybody should have access to the quality contraceptives. Let it be a village, the poor people in the village, in the remote area, the tribal area. The access of the contraceptive should be everywhere, not to the just big cities or the people which are able to afford. Like just we are talking about the single rod contraceptive implant. It's a costly commodity in the market. In the private sector, it is a costly commodity and people will not be able to afford. But the government of India, with the help of so many development donor partners, with the good intention of my seniors, they have brought this single rod commodity in the country, which has a huge impact in the coming years. If you see the neighboring countries around the country, let it be Bangladesh, Kenya, so many other countries, Nepal, the smaller countries, they are using for last many years, not only the single rod, double rod, triple rod, they must have been using for last 20, 30 years. But with the progression of time, with the change in science, the things have improved. We have brought an improved, better version. It's the latest model of contraceptives. We call it a single rod contraceptive implant. If we talk of the FP20, there were 5 commitments ranging from FP 2020 to 2030. These are the 5 commitments. Expanding range and reach of contraceptive options. These 2 contraceptive options which we are talking about is an outcome of this commitment only. The scaling of Mission Parivar Vikas, 145 districts which have a high fertility rate of 30 and more. Almost 13 states in the state where indicators are bad, and the northeastern states where the acceptability, the taking power of the contraceptive is poor, where the teenage pregnancies is high. So this program intervention has expanded to all 13 states in all districts, ensuring healthy time in the spacing of pregnancy, too many births, very close spacing. So all has an impact on neonatal and maternal morbidity. Then involvement of civil society in a mass global movement when talk about the sexual reproductive health. And these are the achievements which have been, like the expansion of contraceptive basket. We are standing in front of you. The hall is full because of launch of these new commodities. A part of that commitment only. Scaling of MPV Mission Parivar Vikas, and the government of India has brought newer IC materials in different states for these new contraceptive commodities. And Delhi being a migratory population, so many people they migrate Delhi and they come for the living in Delhi. So all people will be having a demand for the contraceptive. If we talk about the total TFR of Delhi is less than the replacement level, but there are some pockets, some of the districts where the teenage pregnancy is high. If we see the average of Delhi, like northern New Delhi, southwest, these are some of the parts of the Delhi districts where some JJ clusters are there. Some of the villages in north part of the Delhi, they are ranging up to the Bamana and the northwest Delhi. So there are some pockets where the still teenage pregnancy rate percentage is high. If we see the modern contraceptive prevalence rate in some of the, if we see the Delhi average of 57.7%, some of the districts they have a good percentage of MCPR, but there are some districts like North Delhi where the teenage pregnancy is also, the modern contraceptive prevalence is also low. So these are some of the pockets where the targeted interventions is required to be taken care of by the program division in Delhi. And then we have a method mix for the different contraceptive commodities, the different contraceptive facility, let it be a condom contraceptive or let it be a vasectomy, tubectomy. I think these terminal methods need more improvement, more mobilization in terms of vasectomy 4-9 during the WPD days, having a terminal method. Once the family has been completed, the people they are in need of terminal method and they are more reliable method for contraception. Unmet need overall of Delhi is low, but if see the traditional method used in Delhi has increased with the progression of the new NFHS data of 5. This means we have to bring those people which are on a traditional method to the modern method, because traditional method, they are unreliable method, the failure rate is high. So there is a still scope of a contraceptive use in this group of people. So there is a still demand for the contraceptive. So these are the few facts and figures which Delhi and my colleagues which are sitting, they must be knowing, and they should also know, the people which are working in the field level, how the statistics they work. If we see the unmet need of different districts, there are 11 districts in Delhi, but if you see the North Delhi, the central part of Delhi, West Delhi, their unmet need is still high. If you see the the Delhi average is more than that, to the tune of 15.7% in north part of the Delhi, because it has North Delhi is a huge area ranging to the border of Haryana and all those having a villages and some migratory population. The JJ clusters, I think those are the focus areas for the Delhi. If we see the birth space, we talk about the 3 year space should be there between the first birth and the second birth. The almost 42%, they are just not a good spacing in the birth. So for the spacing, we have a lot many contraceptive commodities in our basket. So there is a still scope for using of these, and still propagation and dissemination or correct good knowledge of contraceptive, having a good counseling of the clients which are coming to our dispensaries, primary health system, our polyclinics, the district level hospitals, so let it be a medical college where we have to devote a quality time for the counseling, which kind of a commodity, which kind of a contraceptive, who is a perfect, who is the ideal client for that, and we should give a choice to our clients also for that purpose. So if we see the overall program, the quality components still remain the central focal point of any program. The expansion of basket of family planning choices, augmenting of ASHAs, giving a correct knowledge to the ASHAs. Once we talk about the intramuscular injection for contraceptive, may be effective for 3 months. So ASHA, who is a first-hand interaction, have a first-hand interaction with the client and the health facility, she should be knowing the correct knowledge about the contraceptive. What are the side effects? What are the non-side effects? Or when, why to use these contraceptives? I think we should strengthen the capacity building of our ASHAs also about the contraceptive choices, then quality intrauterine contraceptive choices, quality sterilization services, then strengthening family planning supply chain, use of FPL, MIS, and having a commodity appropriately available to all facility. They should not be no stock out also, and then overall demand generation, having a IEC, having a behavior change communication. All these are is a complete basket how the program should roll out in the state and how the program should be strengthened in the state. If see the milestone of the family planning commodity, how it has been started from 1952 to 1960, having a male condom fee, then vasectomy to Beckley, then 1965 IUCD Lippies loop came, then in 1992 the non-scalpel vasectomy, then in IUCD 380 in 2002, then in 2003 the contraceptive bills, the emergency contraceptive bills, and IUCD 375. And then in 2016 came the injectable intramuscular injection, having a good uptake in many states. Delhi is also doing good. And then into 2023, we are standing in front of you, and all of you just as a team were working for the rollout of, in the first phase, rollout of single subdermal implant and sub-Q contraceptive injections. So my colleagues which are from the dispensary or the periphery, this is the photograph of that single rod implant, which is just to the size of matchstick, and this is another right side is the subcutaneous injection, how it looks like, just to give a flavor and just to have a feel of that. Just a single rod, 4 centimeter long, 2 mm diameter, comes in a sterile preloaded disposable applicator. In the subsequent, during the day, we'll come to know how it has been inserted and how it looks like, and the pre-filled auto-disposable syringes in a uniject manner, how it will be injected, how it will be effective. This will be in the coming daytime, we'll come to know, just to give a flavor. The world-renowned demographer, John Stover, he has written many papers on the contraceptive. If in a single edition of any new contraceptive commodity in the basket, there is a 4 to 8% rise in the modern contraceptive rate. So is that true for India also? We'll see in the coming time, because of introduction of a new commodity. Teams have 2 master trainers from Subdermal, 1 Lady Harding, 1 GTV Shadra, and I have been told that from incoming weeks, sub-Q training sensitization for half day will start at the periphery level, also the dispensary level, the polyclinic level, the hospital level. I think this commodity will be very well picked up in the community, because intramuscular injection is already there. So we need a little push to have a sub-Q also in the program, in the basket. Vulnerable population, marginalized people, mapping of area which require focus, having high fertility focal points. Like Delhi is a very compact state, having 11 districts, but I have shown with the statistics and figure in some part of the northern, western part of the district, northern part of the district where still the teenage pregnancy, the MCTR is low, there is still more focus to be given in those pockets where JJ cluster or unmet need is high. Then widespread dissemination of benefits of healthy timing and spacing of pregnancies. I think this should come from word of mouth from our ASHA worker also, which is a key worker in the field level, from our ANMs also, they should be part of them. Then installation of condom boxes and the self-care kits is also a paramount importance for the family planning program in the country. Then effective counseling. We should have a patience, talk to the client, tell them the pros and cons of commodity and which commodity suit to which age group, which part of the life cycle, which commodity. I think we have to spend more time on that, and that is the crux of any public health intervention and program. Strategizing for effective long-acting reversible contraceptive services, because it's a good commodity having effective for 3 years. I think more emphasis should be given for this commodity as well, and focus of counseling to shift traditional users, because the traditional user has been increasing in Delhi. If we see the NFHS 4 data and NFHS 5 data, so our team should give more focus, shifting those traditional method users to the modern method of contraceptive. And these are few of the IC for the sub-Q and the subdermal implant, which has been in different parts of the country, will be in a different phase, have been rolled out, and we should make use of good IC, have a correct knowledge, demand generation, and by word of mouth, because contraceptive also works by word of mouth also. Once our client uses that, then that having an informal gossips between the women, they all talk about the contraceptive, which is effective, what kind of side effect. I think that correct knowledge, effective counseling, and that should be the focus point for our program also in Delhi. So it is all about making the right choices, the right time, responsible us for responsible future. Family planning is the first step towards healthy reproductive life. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Having the right choice at the right time. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for throwing light on how contraceptives have changed the family planning scenario and the dynamics of it, and also how they have benefits beyond family planning. Thank you for sharing your ideas with us. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now moving into a very, very important segment, which is the launch of the technical and demand generation materials developed to facilitate effective implementation of the new contraceptive single-rod subdermal contraceptive implants in our state. These materials have been developed with support from WHO Samarth team at WHO Country Office for India. May I please request the dignitaries on the dais to kindly please unveil these materials. Ladies and gentlemen, as we begin, we will be unveiling the client and provider leaflet on single-rod implants in English and Hindi languages, which would equip them with necessary information on this new contraceptive and alleviate any doubts or apprehensions that the providers or clients may have. This is the client and provider leaflets. Requesting Dr. Pavan and other dignitaries on the dais to please unveil this. A big round of applause. Moving on, WHO Samarth has translated the India-adapted WHO medical eligibility criteria wheel, and I request the dignitaries for the official launch of the wheel, please. Once again, we put our hands together. These are the technical and demand generating materials developed to facilitate effective implementation of the new contraceptives. Moving on. Cognizant of the importance of the digital innovations, WHO India has developed an e-version of the India-adapted WHO MEC wheel in form of an Android and iOS application. I request Dr. Pavan to kindly unveil the app by clicking on the button as the app is revealed. Ladies and gentlemen, let's look at the unveiling, and this is the MEC wheel application. Zordar taaliyan sabhi ko se. Ladies and gentlemen, you will find the QR code for the demo version of the app on your tables. Please feel free to download it and explore this valuable app at your convenience. WHO India, under the Samarth initiative, is developing a series of videos highlighting the common issues of sexual and reproductive health faced by people from different age groups and busting misconceptions around them. I request Dr. Pavan to kindly please unveil at the click of a button, please.
राम राम काका, कैसे हैं आप?
बस चल रहा है। हर दिन कोई ना कोई परिवार नियोजन के परिचय निकालता रहता है और आजकल के लड़के लड़कियों का दिमाग खराब करता रहता है।
सही कहा, सारा माहौल खराब कर रहे हैं। मेरे बेटे की शादी को 6 महीने होने आए, बच्चे की बात करो तो कहते हैं इतनी भी क्या जल्दी है। अब बताओ, परिवार पूरा करने की उम्र में परिवार नियोजन करेंगे तो हम नाती पोतों का मुख कैसे देखेंगे?
और क्या, पीढ़ी कैसे बढ़ेगी?
एकदम सच कहा काका, ये आजकल की लड़कियां भी कहाँ पीछे हैं। मैं तो कहती हूँ जल्दी हाथ पीले करके जल्दी बच्चा करो।
हाँ दीदी, जितनी देर होगी बच्चा होने में उतनी ही दिक्कतें होंगी। देरी से जल्दी भली।
इन्हें ही देख लो, बिना शादी के हाथ में हाथ डालकर घूम रहे हैं। कुछ ऊंच नीच होगी तो किसकी जवाबदारी होगी?
वही तो हम कह रहे हैं, आज की पीढ़ी को तो किसी की सुननी ही नहीं।
इन जोशीलों की तो शादी ही करा देनी चाहिए। अरे रुको, अरे अरे अरे, कैसी बातें करने लगे हम सब यहाँ खुद को तरोताजा करने आए हैं, पर लगता है ज्यादा जरूरत है हमें अपनी सोच और विचार को ताजा करने की। समय तो बदलता ही है, पर इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि बदलाव बुरा ही होगा।
अरे कहना क्या चाहते हो?
यही कि सिर्फ बातें करने से कुछ नहीं होगा, इन मुद्दों को गहराई से समझना होगा।
भैया, एक एक चाय सब के लिए हो जाए, तो आप भी जाइए और अपनी चाय ले आइए।
आइए बैठते हैं और सही उम्र में शादी से लेकर परिवार नियोजन के सफर को नए नजरिए से समझते हैं।
That was a very interesting